Hello everyone! 'Tis my last NYX Face Awards vlog. As we wrap up and come to an end, I would first like to share with you guys a very important piece of information. I got a glass trophy! And I keep grabbing it like this so I'm like getting fingerprints all over it. I'm like, no, I have to keep Windexing it! I can't stop touching it. Anyway, so I'm definitely expecting this to be a very long vlog, so please stay with me. I've been getting so many questions about just everything about the Face Awards, how it was, you know, how everyone was. I just kind of said the same thing twice, but I would like to start out by saying thank you to absolutely everybody who attended. I never in a million years even imagined having like that many followers or that many people even there to support me. And I was having my meet and greet at 11:30 and I'm like, I got there at 10 so I could walk around a little bit, and then like all of a sudden I was like, Lex! And I'm like, you're here! And anyone who met me that day, they can totally verify that I was so stoked to see every single one of you. It was the most incredible thing to have someone even recognize like who you are. Madeyewlook! And it's even more funny that it's like, I know who all of you are. So it was like, Lex! And I'm like, John! It was great. It was awesome meeting you guys. One of my followers, Tabby, brought, hold on, I'll be right back, me a poster for the audience. Coolest thing ever. Thank you so much. And then when they announced on stage that I got my illuminative, that girl whips out a Sharpie and she's like, that's okay, Lex. You're still a winner. You guys are hilarious. And then I also had two amazingly kind, amazingly awesome followers, John and Ashley, comment as soon as I saw them. Like, you know, I knew their faces, but they're in Team Lex t-shirts before I even gave them a Team Lex t-shirt. I'm like, you guys, yes! And they also brought my mom and I bows, and they brought like little bags of bows, and these are adorable. I'm gonna put that in right now. And there were absolutely some followers that they just warmed my heart so much to be able to talk to them. I had one follower tell me about, you know, a diabetes story and she was in the hospital and I inspire her. I had another one come up to me on stage and she's like, Lex, I've been waiting hours to see you. And I'm just like, all you guys, all of you, just give me a hug. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for supporting Team Lex. I honestly don't even think words can describe how happy I was to see you guys, take pictures, hang out, get to know you guys more. And at one point everyone's like, Madeyewlook! Madeyewlook! And I'm like, yes! This is a support group right here. Amazing, 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 amazing. Anyway, so moving on, I'm sure you guys want to know more about the competition, more about what went down, what happened in the trip. Before I get into all that, I just want to say that I had an amazing time when I was in California. The NYX staff, they are so cool. Like, I really love every single NYX staff member, especially Sarah. But NYX treated us all so well while we were there. We really felt like little celebrities. For those of you guys who have been watching my vlog, you guys kind of know some things that we did going into the day of rehearsal and the day of the Face Awards itself. Well, no, let me rewind even more. When we first picked our goddesses, we did it kind of like, we drew numbers and those were our numbers for the entire competition. So I had number 2. So when we picked things, we went 1 to 6, then 6 to 1, 1 to 6, 6 to 1. So for some things I was second to last to pick and other things I was second to pick. When it came to picking our theme, I was second to last to pick. So my options were Goddess of the Day, Goddess of Love, or Goddess of Earth. So I decided to go with Goddess of the Earth. It ended up, I was thinking about it, and I really felt like Goddess of the Earth would be something different, but also something that I could represent well, and I also had a million ideas just like shooting through my head while I was looking at these goddesses. So I'm looking at Goddess of the Earth, and I'm like, okay, I can represent the countries, I can represent the culture, I can represent the people within the Earth, I can represent nature, the trees, the animals, you know, we live on Earth. And then I'm like, maybe I could do the solar system. Maybe that's gonna be a little too far out. So while we're waiting for everybody to do their interviews and all of that kind of stuff, I got a piece of paper out and I just started drawing. And at first I'm thinking, I'm like, alright, Earth. She's the goddess of the Earth. What does the goddess of the Earth do? The goddess of the Earth creates life. What's the best thing to represent life? Other than like a baby, but I'm not gonna be drawing like a child on this girl's face. I'm like a tree of life. So I started drawing my tree out on paper. I'm like, I'm gonna put some flowers. I had my idea pretty much planned out day 1. And then later on, when I had a little bit of time to do some research, I'm like, you know what? We were given goddesses. I'm like, I am going to represent that goddess. It wasn't just a random goddess, like create a goddess. It was like, these are the Greek goddesses, they represent something, or her name was written down. I'm like, I'm gonna Google this, I'm gonna look this up, and we are going to represent that goddess. I know for you guys that were watching live, I know it was a little bit blurry, the lights were a little bit dim for you guys to actually see what was going on, and no, I don't have a picture of my model, and as soon as I left the event, I'm like, oh, and I felt so bad because I was so proud of my work, but immediately after, people were coming up on stage, you know, meeting me, so I got so like captured by meeting everybody and being so happy to see everybody that I just kind of, it slipped my mind. Whole concept for my model, once I did research on my goddess, I decided that I was going to wrap a tree around her neck, onto her chest, down her arm, and then from here on out, it was gonna turn green. Like everything that she touched got brought to life. Kind of like the troll with the green thumb, how you press things and then all of a sudden a forest grows on concrete. And I decided to go with only half, not only because of the time limit, but also when you actually look up the goddess and read about the goddess, she's represented as half of the earth. You know, this is symbolism, this is half the goddess, this is how she's represented. And then initially in the green part, I was gonna put flowers, but after reading up on the goddess, it said that she's represented by fruit. So to stay true to the goddess and her description and what she's known for, I changed the flowers to apples. So she had a half of a tree wrapping around to represent her, half coming from the earth, and then also the fruit that represents the goddess, and the green fingertips to represent her touching things and bringing them to life as the goddess.
And a hush goes over the crowd. All right, Lex, how you feeling?
Hello. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. My goddess was Gaia, and she is the goddess of the earth. So my concept is that I would bring the branches up onto her arm, and her fingertips are green. Every single thing that she touches comes to life.
That is very
pretty out. It's pretty out, not gonna lie.
I love it, it's beautiful.
Thank you. I also wanted to incorporate the fruit on her arm because that also represents my goddess back in Greek mythology.
You went really deep.
I really wanted to keep her face very natural. As you could not see too well on camera, she did have brown smoky eyes, she had nude lips, and she really had some very, very pretty freckles that she naturally had. So I wanted to keep her foundation very light, and then she also did have some very long but natural looking lashes. Her face was not plain at all. It was very natural, but if you look at it up close, it was actually heavier because at that point it becomes stage makeup. You have to think about people that are further back in the audience that they still want to see, oh yeah, that's a natural face, but if you leave it plain, then it looks like no makeup. So I had all these thoughts running through my head. I'm like, this is gonna be great, this is gonna be great. I'm like, 30 minutes on the clock, I'm like, 15 minutes for that tree. I'm gonna spend 10 minutes on the face. I had everything timed. And while the tree wasn't exactly detailed, we only had 30 minutes, so I feel like I got a project that I am very proud of. I definitely think it represents me, it represents who I am, and most importantly, it represents the goddess that I chose. I did a lot of research on my goddess, and I was also sharing that information with my model, so if anybody asked her, she actually could have pretty much been the goddess. She knew so much about her character. Throughout this entire competition, my main goal was to go up there and represent who I am. I absolutely, definitely feel like I did that. I would not go back and change a thing. And for the past 3 months, this competition, as you guys know, this competition has been my life. I did so much throughout this entire competition. Every single day I thought about this competition. I thanked the sponsors. I was always very thankful for, I still am, I'm still very thankful for everything that was given to us, all the opportunities that were opened up to us. And I told my mom at the beginning of this competition, win or lose, as long as I can go there and I represent me, I represent who I am, I represent my channel, you guys, I'm proud of what I do, and I put my heart and soul into everything, no one can take that away from me. That within itself is winning. Seeing you guys all there, that is winning. Getting all these opportunities, that is winning. Talking to these companies, getting all of this stuff from NYX, that is winning. Absolutely only good things will come from this, and life goes on. It was an absolute pleasure to meet so many people that I met at the YouTube event, at the NYX Face Awards, with the sponsors, meeting the sponsors, finally being able to say thank you in person, and I definitely look forward to working with some of you in the future. Just because you're in a competition doesn't necessarily mean that you have to win. I never let winning go to my head, I never let losing go to my head, and as I always tell you guys, be true to who you are. Be true to yourself, represent you, be who you are, love what you do, and you know what? No one's gonna bring you down because that's what you are there to do. At one of the panels at the YouTube event, Candy Johnson was speaking, and I seriously was just looking at her like, Very inspiring lady, and one of the things that she was talking about is having passion behind your videos. I don't do YouTube for money. I don't do it to get paid, you know, I don't do it to get a whole bunch of free stuff. I am here because I love you guys, because this is my passion, because makeup and doing YouTube videos and doing all the production and doing all the editing, it's a part of my life. It's a part of who I am. It's what I love to do. I am here to inspire you guys. I am here to help you guys, to show you guys that no matter what anyone says, anyone thinks, you can do it. My heart, soul, and passion is with my followers, my makeup, my art. It's just, it's who I am. And that's really all that matters to me. My love and my passion is behind every video that I make.
I'm Madeyewlook. I'm 20 years old, and I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I feel like I'm going to win the 2013 NYX Face Awards for so many reasons. I put passion in everything that I do, every video I create, every look I create. Everything I'm talking about, it's just like I put passion. I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when I was 13 years old. I am looking shocked right now. Like, I might record this like later on when I calm down a bit, but we're gonna try to do it right now. I was bullied very bad in high school, and I would come home and I would do my makeup just to let my emotions out. All of the drawing, all of my expressions got led into my characters. And when I created those characters, and all of the troubles in my life, they just seemed to just disappear. The last round was futuristic. As soon as I heard futuristic, I'm like, robot, I have to do a robot. All that inspiration came together, and I made Black Spot 3000.
I am the Black Spot 3000.
I just lost my grandpa 6 months ago to lung cancer. My grandpa is pretty much my dad. He has been around all 20 years of raising me, and it was very hard to see that someone can be taken so quickly from cancer. I've never gone through that before, so now that he's gone, I really want to spread awareness that, you know, cancer takes you. Makeup is more than just beauty. You can really release your creative expression, and that is something I love about makeup. I really wanted to inspire all the kids that look up to me. So I'm like, I have to do this. I want to show them, whether you're bullied, whether you're picked on, whether you're diabetic, whether you have an illness, you can do this and you can make your dreams come true.
Thank you for your cooperation, and welcome to the future of